AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Garnett, what they did with the Joe Smith deal to try to give him money under the table, and they suspended all those draft picks from Minnesota, and Minnesota was terrible. Garnett had him in playoff contention. And then he gets traded to the Celtics with Ray Allen, and now you telling me he's in a conversation with Tim Duncan? Actually, he's not. I saw him go mano-a-mano with Tim Duncan, and Tim Duncan will always bust his ass because he tried that bullshit intimidation shit, and Tim Duncan looked at him like, man, you get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm gonna bust your ass.
I need to slow you down a little bit. Like, slow down. Tim Duncan is great, but to sit there and say that like he stopped Kevin Garnett, he stopped Chris Webber, he stopped Rasheed Wallace. Slow down, big dog.
Not what I said.
All of these guys, hold on. All of these
not
guys. Well, when I'm saying, I'm just saying, don't lie to the people. Like, these guys struggled against Tim Duncan. Was he a better? So what are you saying?
I'm saying that he was better than them. Period. And he
just
should
flat out. Them. Just flat out. No.
Who's ranking Kevin Garnett? Okay, so
there's a conversation that could be had when we're talking about who's better, Tim Duncan, and that's right. That's when the ring culture shit starts happening, because the blanket look is Tim Duncan got 5, so he's just flat out better than a nigga like Chris Webber who ain't never sniffed an NBA Finals, or a dude like Rasheed Wallace who never, who ain't got multiple championships, right? But that ain't it. If you can assess Tim Duncan versus Rasheed Wallace, there's a conversation. Tim Duncan versus Kevin Garnett. These are all conversations. He ain't just flat out better. And that's where the nuance comes in. We can have a conversation, not, oh, he just got 5 rings, so Tim Duncan is flat out better. I think that's bullshit.
That's but again, I'm not basing that on no rings. I'm talking about one-on-one Garnett versus Tim Duncan. One-on-one Rasheed Wallace versus Tim Duncan. And Rasheed used to give everybody buckets, but it depended on the night.
Including Tim.
Yeah, she was tough, but he didn't do that every night against everybody. Duncan did it against anybody. Big difference. He showed up every night when it mattered. He was putting up 30 and 20 in the finals. He was carrying that franchise for years.
Sure. I ain't arguing that.
And I even said Kevin Garnett didn't have the same luck Tim Duncan did. Things might change if Kevin Garnett was with San Antonio. It might, but his play style for me, I'm not favoring that over Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was not letting up like that. He used to shoot some jump shots, but not as much as Garnett, not as much as Chris Webber. These dudes was Rasheed Wallace used to settle. Tim Duncan ain't settled like them. So when I'm talking about their skills, that's what I'm talking about. I don't bring up rings. Still, I have yet to bring that up. And defensively, he anchored the defense for longer than they did. That's how I see it. Because Garnett at his peak, he could guard more positions. Tim Duncan can't guard 1 through 4 like KG. KG in this era will be bananas, better than AD and all of them. But offensively now, you settling too much. Tim Duncan, he's punishing you. Every possession, he's looking for the best shot, the best pass, the best play. Garnett wasn't that for me. So that's what I based it on.
You are forgetting a ton.
You are
forgetting a ton.
I was proving wrong in real time.
You cooking, so I don't want to interrupt you, but you are forgetting almost a whole era.
You violating KG, bro.
I'm not violating KG.
Kevin Garnett evolved into a guy that added a jump shot to his repertoire. Kevin Garnett, for the first 6 years of his career, probably attacked the rim way better than any guy at his position. Are we kidding right now? Like, nah.
Okay, so let me put it
came out of high school.
Right. Let me put it a different way. Kevin Garnett, Chris Webber, Rasheed Wallace, Tonio McDyess, all in power forwards are more talented than Tim Duncan.
For sure.
More talented.
No. Maybe more athletic. They not more talented.
But that's what I'm speaking to. Tim Duncan
But athleticism and talented is two different, two different conversations.
For sure.
Right, but that's the reason why in his prime, Tim Duncan ain't fucking with Akeem Olajuwon.
No. Hold on. It stated that I was about to just say, if we do throw out the rings, there's an argument. Akeem will wipe all of them out the frame.
One of them.
No, see, hold on. For me, I don't need the rings to show me that Akeem Olajuwon in his prime. Tim Duncan ain't messing with him because he could do what Tim Duncan is doing without the passing. Because Tim Duncan is a way better passer than Akeem Olajuwon. Score just what he was on the offensive end. He can get you the same shots that Duncan is getting you, but now I can jump higher than you. I can put a little more razzle dazzle than you because I'm more athletic and I got the same better footwork than you do. So That's what I'm saying. I don't need to go to the rings to prove all that. I don't throw the rings into the equation. For me, it's not it. But KG should have been watching more Akeem Olajuwon tapes. Chris Webber, you kidding me? He should have been better than all of them. Had a handle, could pass better than everybody.
Yeah, but to KG's defense, you brought up a point that, you know, like you said, Minnesota, just how they got bamboozled with the Joe Smith thing.
Yeah,
and the way they ran KG into the ground. By the time he got to Boston, listen, bro, he was done physically, mentally. And think about this: Boston should have won 2, maybe 3 championships, but some things happened with them as well, with guys getting injured and things like that. So I think, you know, the KG conversation is very tricky, but I agree with Flea. KG was out of control, bro. Like, what he did offensively and then just turned into a defensive monster. Like, you can't forget all of that stuff. I'm sorry. And I think you being a little too harsh on KG right now.
The settling for jump shots is like, for me, and you've said that for a while now, and I think it's a ridiculous take, to be honest. I think you need to take some time and go back and look, because I don't, at no point in his career did I think he's settling. Could he shoot it? Absolutely, because he just got better, so he was able to do that. But that's what he went to? Nah. Hell, letting guys off the hook?
Yes, million percent.
Agree with that.
I see David Smith in there. You know who settled? You know who's settling? Fucking Carl Anthony Towns. That's what you call settling for some shit.
I'm not saying he's Carl Anthony Towns by any means, but
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying
but it was a lot of that, a lot more of that, and that stupid shimmy shake he used to do in the left low block. I know his game. You're not telling me about Kevin Garnett.
One move that we see,
right? But he did it too often. Tim Duncan is shot off the glass. It's another day at the office. Ain't nothing flashy about this. And all I'm saying is that someone like Olajuwon had that, but he had the athleticism. Garnett didn't do that. I'm watching him. I'm like, I was more of a KG fan than Tim Duncan. I didn't want him to be in it, but then I'm watching Tim Duncan go up against mano a mano with Shaq. Oh shit! And don't get me wrong, what Kevin Garnett did with Troy Hudson, Spreewell, that first round against the Lakers was crazy, and they lost.
As soon as they got a good team, that was in the conference finals. As soon as they got a competent team, they were in the conference finals.
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. I'm not. Again, we talking about the greatest, so it's gonna sound like I'm being. But again, I didn't mention no damn rings. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.